Well, hello. You've caught me moisturising. That's why I look 39.
You're moistening your lips.
Talking about age.
Age?
Yeah, talking about age. I'll tell ya, that bloody brain training, more on that later. Coming up on today's show. Welcome.
Things.
Welcome. Welcome.
So what's this brain training?
Welcome. I said coming up later.
Oh, well, I'm not sure I can wait.
Well, you'll have to wait. Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of
Sunday Chat!
Hurrah! Hurrah! Let's hang out the bunting.
You'd be quite good with bunting around your neck instead of a scarf.
Well, like an Elizabethan ruff.
No.
Like my Tudor baby dream.
Yeah.
Like my Tudor baby dream.
That was a long time ago now.
I know, but it still crosses my mind, wondering whatever happened to the Tudor baby.
Tudor baby.
Tudor baby. Okay, welcome. Let's get on with the show. It's not going to be a long one today. It's not going to be a long one, I'm telling you now. Oh, I can't even find it.
It's because we're busy, you see. It's a busy week. Busy week this week. Yes. Busy. Busy.
Go on?
I can go on. Yeah.
So, welcome and thank you for tuning in. And we usually kick off with Richard and Paul's weather report. What has the weather been like this week? Well, today, it's beautiful.
Well, this morning.
Well, this morning was thick fog. And if you follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and of course our Facebook group, Planet Vegetaria. That's a Facebook group by Richard and Paul. Richard and Paul since 2017. God, it's been a long time. And the sun's going in.
Yeah. It's still fine though. It's still fine. You still look gorgeous, Richard.
Thank you, Paul.
That's all right. Yeah, I've got my fingers crossed.
Doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't.
Your words said the words, not your fingers.
Yeah.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Let your fingers do the talking.
Okay, so yes, this week has been a mixed bag, hasn't it, Paul?
What, weather-wise?
Yes, we're on the weather report now. Remember?
Yeah, it has. It has. I mean, it was a glorious day on Thursday. We went out to Osterley and that was absolutely lovely. The weather was gorgeous. It was perfect for just walking and taking in the trees and all of that. Lovely.
But we were disappointed with the cafe.
Oh, yes.
We were hoping for a little treat of maybe a light lunch or at the very least coffee and a cake. So we went in.
And waited.
We were in a queue of about 6 people.
Well, actually, we were in 2 queues.
Because it wasn't clear where to go.
No, there was one queue which we got into that I thought was the queue to order. It was actually the queue to collect your coffees and things. So we moved to the other queue, and then another person that was also in the queue that we had been in then moved over because he realised he was in the wrong queue as well. So there's no signage. No signage.
Poor organisation.
No, oh, welcome to the cafe.
This is the National Trust we're talking about. We are members. Hello.
Yeah, they should be rolling out the bunting, shouldn't they? No, the carpet, red carpet.
Look, if a cafe is open for business, you should not have to be standing in a queue with no attendance, no attendee person. What do you call them? What's the word for them?
Barista.
Server.
Person behind the counter. Yeah. There seemed to be.
There was somebody in the back.
A lot going on in the kitchen.
Making things.
And then there was a person who was around on the corner, but you couldn't see them.
No, it was Paul. Very Paul. We left, didn't we?
And we left. And the sad thing is, we usually take a flask and some rice crackers with some Marmite on them or something like that, and we have that. And every now and again we go, oh, actually, we'll buy a coffee. We'll treat ourselves.
Yeah, it'd be nice to
We'll buy a coffee and a scone or a cake or something.
Yeah.
And
Why
then we
not?
go into these places.
Treat yourself.
And then either you don't get served swiftly enough, which is down to understaffing, which is generally down to management.
And overheads, probably,
And
these
overheads.
days. Yeah.
Or what you get isn't really worth what
you paid for.
What you paid for. Oh. And I have to say, there was there was two toasted sandwiches that you could buy, and they were $6.50 per toasted sandwich. And I thought to myself, you know, $6.50, if we got two toasted sandwiches, that would be 13 quid. You can guarantee the coffee's going to be like $3.50. So it's 13, 20, 21 quid. Within that 21 quid, there's enough to pay a member of staff a decent wage to just serve us. A decent wage for an hour to just serve us, maybe 5 minutes, you know, and next time it'll be flask and it will be rice crackers again.
But the impression, well, unless we go to Boston Manor, because that cafe was quite good, but it was very quiet.
It was very quiet,
Yeah, but they weren't rushed off their feet at all. Yet they had, 6 or 7 people in the queue, 3 of them waiting to be given their food.
Yeah, or drinks.
But what I didn't get a sense of was busyness in the back.
No.
The person that was doing whatever they were doing seemed to be doing it at a leisurely pace.
I think, well, they were getting ready for the lunch service, whatever that was going to be.
They weren't rushing.
Well,
there was no sense of rushing or urgency about any of it.
Yeah.
Really.
Okay. Yeah.
I like to see people being busy.
Well, I think clearly the person at the front that we didn't see was busy. But I think this is also, you know, we've got so used to, can I have a flat white, can I have a frothy this, can I have a Americano with caramel and whipped cream, and all of that is rubbish, you know. I want to go back to, can I have a cup of tea, can I have a cup of coffee? Do you want milk with it? Yes, please. Here we are.
Do you know what I want?
Need to shut up.
No, I want the person that was just round the corner to pop out and say, I'm terribly sorry, I'll be with you in a moment.
Yeah, no, exactly. No,
That's
I agree.
what was needed, and then we'd have stayed.
For another 30 seconds and then left. Yeah.
Anywho, so that was our little walk in the good weather.
Yeah.
There were showers as well during the week, weren't there?
Oh, there were, and some quite heavy as well. Yeah. Not as heavy as me getting soaked the week before, but yeah, pretty heavy.
Yes.
So,
lovely.
Yeah, and the week ahead, what's the week ahead? Getting a little bit...
Storm Ashley on Sunday.
Are we back to A's already?
Storm Ashley.
So we're back into the new cycle.
And she looks she looks like she's a bitch as well. No, she does. She's going to be a bit of a... Ooh.
So it's an Ashley she rather than an Ashley he?
Well, it could be either. I'm giving it she pronouns.
But is it? Because they swap, don't they? They go male, female, male, female,
doesn't
male,
matter
female,
these days,
male.
does it really?
Well, no.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Or maybe male, female.
You can't misgender a storm.
Well, I think you'll find you can.
I don't think you can.
I think you'll find you can, yeah.
Well, then we're not allowed to call it Mother Nature anymore then. If that's the case.
Yeah, Father Time. Mother Nature, Father Time. Yeah.
Can't call them that. No.
There we are.
My pronouns are it and thing.
Mine are just not worth repeating. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, there we are. Where were we? What were we doing?
Weather report.
Oh, weather report, that's right.
Weather report.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. So the weather report's over with now.
But what is it? So we got a storm, but then it's getting colder. Isn't it?
I think it's going to be quite mild.
Oh, it's not getting colder.
No.
It's quite...
It's going to be windy,
This is
mild.
a very mixed forecast from Richard and Paul for the future.
Well,
it could be cold. it could be mild. We might have a few hot spells. We're likely to have some showers, possibly some very heavy rain if it's stormy.
We just said all of that.
There's likely to be a bit of wind or storm force gales, something like that.
Blame it on global warming and climate change.
Yes, human-induced climate change.
Thank you very much. So,
That's
Paul, there's been quite a lot going on at the Great Green Barn.
There has.
Now, a little bird told me that one of you attended one of the things.
One of the things. Events, possibly.
One of those things you have on at that barn place.
So, we had Ode to Joyce on Saturday. That was the first sort of theatre piece of
and this is about Joyce Grenfell, not James Joyce.
And yeah, it was a lovely evening. The show was received extremely well, and as people were coming in, Vanessa said to me, "Oh, there's somebody who knows you from Richard and Paul," and I said, "Oh, right, okay. Well, I'll say hello when they come in." And it was Julia. Hello, Julia. If you're watching, I'm sure you are. We had a lovely chat. We had a photo which I must send to you. Actually, I will do that. Yeah, a lovely little chat. And then Julia took her seat. Julia travelled quite a way to attend because she is a Joyce Grenfell fan. So she travelled quite a way to attend and sat next to two ladies who are very regular attendees and customers for her sake, and also the Great Green Barn now. And I think they got on like a house on fire. So it was a lovely evening. It went extremely well.
It's always you, isn't it, that people see?
Yes,
Why
well,
is it you?
because
Why
they
do
see
people
me
come up
as
to you and find you approachable, yet for some unknown reason they don't find me approachable?
That's
I wonder why.
That's it. Because you give off this aura that says fudge oranges. That's why.
What? I don't understand that. What does that mean?
Where I give off an aura of welcoming and
fudge
gracefulness.
oranges.
F.O.
What?
Oh,
F-O?
honestly.
Oh, you mean off?
Yes.
I see. Why didn't you just say that then?
So yes, it's about the approachability. Yeah, they feel that they can approach me and say hello, and if they approach you, you'll
do what?
You'll ignore them. There we are.
I don't ignore people.
No, you don't ignore people. No, you don't.
I don't know where you got this image of me as some kind of icy persona that is aloof and
I think
uncaring.
I think it's because I tell you things, and then later on you go, "Oh, you never told me that," and I said, "Well, I spoke to you about that." No, you never did.
Well, the problem is, Paul, that you didn't make it interesting enough.
That's it.
Oh, really?
We're going to have baked potatoes for supper. Oh, 4 hours later. What were you having for supper? Oh, I'm doing twice baked potatoes.
Well, you didn't tell me what kind of baked potatoes you were doing.
I didn't say they were twice baked, you see.
No.
Yeah, there we are.
That was the interesting part. Anybody can do a baked potato.
Well,
frankly, I can do a baked potato in the microwave.
Well, yeah.
And serve it with some beans that have been heated in the microwave. That's a perfectly acceptable meal.
Well, actually, I think it is. Yes, yes.
If you
You'd
say
like
twice,
some cheese on top.
Well, I'm trying to stay away from the cheese since I ate like twice the amount I should the other day when you were out. Well, it's going to last me the whole week.
That does tend to happen. I say to Richard, "Oh, there's some hummus in the fridge," or "There's this," and
but you didn't say anything to me.
Oh, it's my fault. I didn't say anything. You always say to me, "I know where everything is. I can sort out my own lunch."
Well, I know where the cheese is, and I know where the pittas are.
Right.
Yeah.
There we are.
That's a quick go-to meal for lunchtime if you're not here to make my lunch for me. God, honestly, the things I have to do. So, Paul, let's continue, shall we, with the Great Green Barn. So you've got other events coming up.
So we had the first afternoon teas this week, and they went extremely well. That was with Ellie's Baked Goods, her
Figs Bakery.
Figs Bakery. It's a fantastic bakery, local to Cranleigh, all her brownies and things are sold in the For Her Sake shop, and she did some fantastic little scones, and we had sandwiches, and there was also that sort of chocolate mousse with in the cup.
This is a traditional afternoon tea.
Traditional afternoon tea.
So it's sandwiches and cakes. Are they served at one time?
On a tier.
On a tier.
Yeah.
3 tiers.
3 tiers.
Lovely. And yeah, this is basically a traditional afternoon tea that you can have at the Great Green Barn, which sounds delightful.
Yeah,
I love an afternoon tea, although I haven't had one for many, many years.
Well, I don't think we have. I can't remember the last time we did have a full afternoon tea. Must have been years ago. But yes, it was lovely, and Annabelle, who works for Her Sake, she came along and helped as well. And
didn't we go to the Savoy?
Wasn't it the Landmark? Is it Landmark on Marylebone Road? In the atrium.
I'm trying to think. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
It was decades ago.
Yeah.
It really was. So we had loose leaf teas. Of course, they came from the shop. So it went really well, and the people that did come, which weren't a huge amount for the first time. We've got more for November, which is lovely. They really enjoyed it, and some of them have booked to come back for the Christmas afternoon tea, which has Stefan Bernardik doing his cabaret, An Afternoon with Noel Coward.
An afternoon tea with a bit of music. Yeah,
so that's the festive one. That's An Afternoon with Noel Coward with Stefan Bernardik. So, and I've known Stefan for 2 decades. It was lovely. And then tomorrow, because this is Friday, we're filming this, we've got the launch of the Joanna Wildlife Hospital at the Heritage Orchard. So yeah, busy.
So what is the Joanna Wildlife Hospital then? It's a wildlife hospital run by somebody called Joanna.
No, this person gifted money, I believe in her will, to this wildlife hospital. That was part of something else, and it sort of merged and developed, and now the money that was gifted is being used to relaunch it as a sort of bigger affair. So you can take sort of wild animals that that have been harmed or might not be well to them, and they look after them and hopefully release them back into the natural environment. So yeah, it's a lovely thing, and the 2 people who run it are absolutely delightful as well. So it will be nice it'll be nice. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Lovely.
And then we've got the AGM. I'm back here.
The allotment
after that.
AGM.
Allotment AGM after that. So which is me being an attendee at the AGM rather than chairing the AGM, which is rather fabulous. Yeah.
Good. And I'll be sat at home playing games and saving the universe.
And training your brain. More on that later.
Well, more on that now. So I picked up my little Nintendo DS because I haven't played it for a while, and I've started working my way through the games. I finished Star Wars Lego, saved the galaxy, killed Darth Vader. But I decided to pick up the brain training.
Why is it Lego Star Wars?
Because the characters are made out of Lego.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So they go, and when they get shot, they go as a little pile of bricks.
They fall apart.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I have no
It's
idea.
quite fun.
Right. Yeah.
Quite fun. Because there's like a Lego movie, isn't there?
Yes, I've heard there.
Yeah. It's kind of similar.
I've never seen that
style.
though, so I don't.
Well, neither have I, and I'm not going to either.
Right.
But I really enjoyed playing the Star Wars one.
Marvellous.
But yes, I picked up. I can never remember the name. Dr. Fukushima. Not Fukushima. That's a nuclear accident, isn't it? Dr. Kawasaki, something like that. Kakashima. Anyway, brain training.
Yeah, brain draining.
It's been quite a long time since I actually picked that up. Probably 15 years, something like that. And yes, I was rather appalled to have been given a brain age of 68. So I had plenty of practice and I've managed to bring my brain age down to 60 now.
Oh, well done.
Yes,
well done.
I'm hoping to get to my real brain age within the next couple of days.
What, of 39?
39. No, of 57. 57.
What do you do?
Well, you do like exercises, different types of exercises
Like?
with words and numbers. So there's scrambled up letters and you've got to find the word.
So like an anagram?
And then, but they spin in a circle.
Right, okay.
Like that, which makes it harder. Then you've got things like subtraction going down, which, as you can imagine for me, so it'll start at like 83 and you have to subtract by 6 each time.
Yeah, that's easy.
Which
yeah.
for me is nigh on impossible.
I like the fact that you said about subtraction going down.
That's what it does.
I know, but I've never seen subtraction going up. That's what I mean. When you subtract something from something else, it automatically goes down.
Yeah, that is a point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Various things like that. And
what
then
was that one where they were shouting at you before?
That's 2 or 3 words that are blended together and you have to try and listen out and then you have to write the words out. It's quite hard.
Sounded like Passover to me.
Well, there were several words. There were 3 being said
what
at the
were
same
they?
time. I can't bloody remember, Paul. God, I can't even remember who I am now.
No.
But
Maybe
anyway,
I should have a go.
So, well, you did have a go.
Did I?
Yes.
What was my brain age? 108 or something?
No, I think your brain age was quite good at the time. It
Right.
was a little bit better than mine.
Oh,
Anyway,
right, there we are.
So, yeah, it's things like that. And then when you've done the practice, you then do the test. And it randomly selects several of the exercises. And for some unknown reason, it always selects the bloody number ones for me.
Well, maybe it thinks that that's where
my
you're weaker,
weakness.
and therefore it's trying to train you to sort of strengthen that weakness.
But it's not working.
No, well, it's not going to, is it?
Because I think I have mild
What's
dyscalculia.
25% of 4?
Hold on. So that's 4% of 25.
Yes. Bit more difficult to do it that way round.
25% of 4. Oh, 25 is a quarter. So 1.
1! Excellent. That was less than a minute. Well done. What's 25% of 100?
25.
Yes!
Yeah. I know those things because it's quarters. I can work out a bloody quarter. Anywho, let's move on to my favourite segment of the week. Word of the week, brought to us, a word for every day of the year, in fact, by Stephen Poole. Thank you, Stephen. And thank you to Vivi for gifting this book to me so generously.
Will last 7 years, won't it, really, I suppose?
It'll last another few months. And then it will get gifted to somebody else. Right, October the 20th.
20th, yeah. Yeah.
Oh. Consinity. Consinity. Concinity. Consinity. It's quite a nice word.
That is quite a nice
Consinity.
word, yeah. It feels like it's sort of like a compression thing of words. somehow.
Okay, well, let's get on with it, shall we? If something is harmonious, beautifully proportioned, and so forth, then it has the quality of consinity. This beautiful word comes from the Latin consinus, which means well put together, and has been used in English to mean elegance of writing style, musical concord, and even the admirable design of Sicilian money. The English Catholic theologian John Sargent, who was buried on this day in 1707, wrote in his confidently titled book Solid Philosophy Asserted of 1697 that mere definitions of philosophical terms were useless. The trick was to polish our notions and bring them to exactness and consinity. The Latin word itself seems to derive pleasingly enough from sinus, a blended drink of grain and wine. Next time you drink a good cocktail, then be sure to praise the consinity of the bartender's work. How lovely.
So you have a consinity of beauty, don't you, baby?
I don't know, do I? I wouldn't know. So, final segment of the show, which is called What Have We Watched on Television This Week? Well, we continue with RuPaul's Drag Race, which continues to delight.
Yeah.
Very good season, season 6.
It's the most enjoyable programme of the week, definitely.
And we have started watching the new Brian Cox Solar System.
Yes.
Now this is, I'm losing track of how many solar system programmes the BBC has produced over the years. But of course, as astronomical observations improve over time and our knowledge improves in terms of the planets within the solar system, I guess they've got to update these programmes because they know more now than they've ever known before, funnily enough.
I mean, they are interesting, and new facts. I learn new facts when I watch them, but I do find them again. Sometimes the music or the sways of graphics. They've got him going along a sand dune in the distance, and they're giving us the expanse of everything. And I feel sometimes I just want it to be a bit more concise.
I think they could condense them, and I think they do try to make them too grand.
Yeah.
And actually the length of the programmes is...
It's usually an hour, isn't it?
I think sometimes it doesn't keep the interest as well as it could. I think a half-hour programme packed full of facts. Yep. I mean, it's not as though we're watching it to pass an open university course.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So it can just be some nice visuals, some good facts. That's it. We all know that the solar system is massive and is majestic. We know that already. So just give us the information. Yeah, give us a little bit of nice music, a few nice graphics. That's it. Just get on with it.
Yeah.
There's too many gaps.
Yeah, there are sort of some long segments of nothingness going on.
We've started rewatching Kath and Kim, a perennial favourite.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm not sure which season we're on.
2, I think.
Yeah.
2. So we like watching that at the end of the evening. It's something to, lift the mood before one goes to bed. So, yeah.
Yeah, which
Good.
is fun. We continue with the Chelsea Detective.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. I have to admit, I'm getting a bit bored with watching detective programmes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we don't have to watch them.
Really? Another one?
With D.I. Ray starting soon, I think. I watched the last episode in the current series of Grace, which I think was possibly the best of the whole series. In fact, possibly the best yet. Nothing to do with John Sim being like Grace at all. It was just a good story and it seemed to trot along quite well. Though at the beginning they were in a French vineyard and it was so obviously an English vineyard. The sky was a British sky, not that sort of sky that you get in France, you know, Mediterranean vineyards. It was wrong. It was so obvious it was an English vineyard.
You can tell.
You can.
You can tell the difference in the light in the UK as opposed to other places. For example, we were watching A Murder, She Wrote, and
yes.
they've got some stock footage that they've done, well, not stock footage, but they've done footage in the UK.
So they've hired a crew in the UK to take footage.
Yeah.
That's it. And then they blend that in. They
switch to the exterior of a building where Jessica is going into the building.
Into this English mansion. And
you can, A, you know it's not an English mansion, and B, you can tell the light is different. It's interesting that you can just tell. I guess when you've been in the UK, every region seems to have different light.
Yes.
The light is different when you get near to the coast.
Yep, absolutely.
Than it is when it's inland. I guess it's the way that the light is bounced around and reflected. So interesting, isn't it? Yeah, that's it for TV this week. That is it.
Not a lot. Enough.
That's it.
Next week, we'll be talking about The Lincoln Lawyer, because that is starting.
No, I will watch that, because he's easy on the eye. Okay, that's it for this week's Sunday Chat.
Sunday Chat!
We will see you next week. Take care.
For more fun and frolics on the sofa.
And hopefully no maths.
No maths. No maths.
Take care. Toodle pip. Bye for now.
Bye.